videos I've been talking about Jeremiah, and I'm still talking about the book of Jeremiah. But I want to say something first before we get into that. Sometimes we are not always going to be given the easy decision or the ability to make an easy decision. Life does not always work out that way. We're not always given those choices or circumstances. And, God does call us to live a submissive life to Him and a holy one. And holy does not necessarily mean, only go to church every, Sunday or Saturday, or, praise His name. Like, it's not black and white. It is black and white according to what the Lord says, but not according to what our perspective of holy is. Holiness can be terms, it is also a part of being, set apart, which means that if you're called to set yourself apart from a group of people or something that the Lord has told you is He just wants you not to be of, it may not even look like sin. It may not even look like, deceit or lust or greed, or it may not look like that. It may just be obedience. Or it may just be like, hey, you already know how this was going to go. Now it's time to make that decision. Especially when He brings you so far. He shows you where you're going, and you know what it takes to get there. You know what it takes to follow Him. And it's just the decision to make that choice. It can be very difficult because, you don't want to hurt other people. You feel like you have a responsibility where you may hurt someone, and it's your responsibility that you hurt them, even though you're doing what you know is right. You're not responsible for that in them, because the Lord has His eyes everywhere, His hands everywhere. We are not to worry about that. Not His hands everywhere, but He's everywhere, and we aren't to worry about that. We don't have to be rude or disrespectful, but we do have to follow His word. And these may be things like grief or predetermined grief. Before grief, it's coming. But, you know what I mean? It may just be something like that where it's hard to make that choice, but you know that it's not going to change. That's what the Lord has, what the Lord knows is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to change. You choosing to or not to isn't going to change the very income of their own lives, or that own circumstance, or that own impact, or whatever the case may be. We just have to keep our eyes on the Lord and trust Him and ground ourselves. Not even ground ourselves, but just like allow ourselves to come back to Him mentally, when you're triggered and things like that. And it's practicing what you preach as well. But again, it's not always going to be easy. And it is a humbling thing to do because you don't feel equipped to do it. You feel vulnerable. You feel like, again, you're going to hurt someone. You don't feel equipped to move forward. And you may not feel equipped to move forward in that direction that He's calling you to or telling you to do, but you have to do it. Even